Yeah, when I tell you, you start.
Trend and this is some ring or two more from Mr. Dawood. So let's get going. Okay, I'll present my screen. So, Mr. Dawood, is it all
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Could you make me the co-host, sir?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
asked
if
Sophia
you
to do
could
that.
make me the
And
co-host, I could
Nagma ma'am,
present my screen.
right. Give me 1 minute to
Wonderful,
introduce you
wonderful,
to the students out
wonderful.
there and my teacher here. So this is Nagma Sheikh. Nagma ma'am is a mentor to most of us. One of the most amazing teacher I've seen. She recites Shakespeare. That'll put Shakespeare to shame the way she does it. Very beautiful. The satire, the humor she brings in. She's a trainer. She's a reviewer of Cambridge books. A MISA trainer, which is an international organization for international school. She's a CUP trainer, which is Cambridge University Press. She wears many hats, and one of the lovely hats that I know she wears, as she's a big-time football fan. Is that Chelsea, Nagma ma'am, or did I get the club wrong? Or Liverpool, the Reds?
It is, it is Manchester United.
See, I got it completely right.
Am I right?
Nagma ma'am, along
So
with us.
it is Manchester. Okay,
Sorry,
it
it's
is Manchester United. I hope, yeah. It is all right. In fact, Chelsea and Liverpool are rivals.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And one last thing is we have Shabana ma'am here, Shabana Patel, who is the English Lit Circle teacher. She's
Wonderful.
I think she's more excited than the kids. Shabana ma'am, would you just say hello to?
Absolutely. Hello, Nagma ma'am. I've heard so much about you from Dawood Bhai that I was more excited and, waiting to attend your session. However, he did burst my bubble when you said hello to Dawood and all the children. And I was considered as one of the children. I was really excited to be a teenager again. So anyway, me too. I love Man United, but my reason was David Beckham. I think you get the picture why. But anyways, Nagma ma'am, I'm so honored to be attending this session and hoping to learn a lot from you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely lovely to hear from you, ma'am. So, children, let's begin because there's so much to do, and we English teachers love talking and love doing things. So, may I share? So, I'm going to share. I hope you'll enjoy this session. I enjoyed thinking about it, creating it, so you'll enjoy it as well. So, can you see my screen, children? Is it possible for you to see my screen? Yes, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I would, yeah, wonderful, wonderful. I would also like you to keep a pen and paper ready in case you want to scribble on it because, I love doodling. As a child and as an adult, I doodle everywhere. My hands are full of doodles if I don't get paper. So I would like you to keep a paper, a pen, pencil, crayons, your sketch pens, your color pencils, whatever you would like to use. So while we are discussing anything that comes to your mind, you can scribble on it, you can doodle. And at the end of the class, perhaps, we can ask you to, show your work, your creativity, your artwork to us. All right. So let's begin. Our session today is a poetry time session. Actually, it should have been poetry circle. So let me say it's a poetry circle session on excuses, also known as Late Again, Blenkinsop. And this poem is by Gareth Owen. I think you all should be aware of him. Very, very famous poet and quite a few humorous poems he has written. So without further ado, let's jump into this exciting session. I have quite a few things here and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this roller coaster of a ride. But before I go on to anything else, let me ask you, what is the oldest conversation or excuses poem for the youngest children,
Johnny.
Yes, very good. I actually showed it to you quickly because I wanted to see who would be smart enough to take a look. So let us all together recite this poem. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and after that we are all going to recite it. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let me just count, all right? I'm putting it up here on the screen if you've forgotten it. So,
Johnny.
1, 2, 3. Johnny, Johnny,
Yes,
Papa,
Johnny,
eating sugar, no Papa, telling lies, no Papa, Open your mouth. Ha ha ha. Okay. Now the question is, it's a fun poem. It's about a little boy who's caught by his father eating sugar, and sugar we all know is not a very good thing. So, is it right to tell lies, children? Anyone? Would you like to answer? No, very good. I'm so glad that there was a resounding no from a couple of you. Absolutely. But of course, Johnny is a very little boy. He doesn't know. And perhaps his father, or rather, of course, his father will speak to him. And as he grows up, will make him understand that you cannot tell lies. But children, do you ever make excuses for anything? Has there been a time in your life or a moment in your life when you have made an excuse for something? Anyone? Would you like to share quickly? You want to type in the chat box? I would like to see that. You can type yes or no. Let me see how many have, used some kind of an excuse or the other. Mr. Dawood, is the chat box on?
Yes, it is on.
Yeah, so children, come on, let us have your answers. Yes or no, quickly. Children, I want to make this very interactive. So keep typing, okay? All right. Mr. Dawood has already given me an introduction to the Mandelas. Do you know Nelson Mandela himself is, a symbol of truth, a representative of truth, a man of truth. So, but yes, Muneeb, very honest of you, and honestly, children, we all make excuses at some point of our life, all right? So the others, let us be honest, children. At least that will be appreciated. So thank you, Muneeb, for being honest. And then we go on to, okay, we have some more answers. Children, please be quick because we have lots to do. And I have a lot to, share with you. So Saklen also has said yes with a double S to, emphasize. And of course, Mozam and Mudashir. Amina has been very emphatic. So let us continue with the next part of our, session today. And this is about a boy who loves making excuses. He loves. And the reason he loves making excuses, you will find out, okay? So let me not tell you much. Let's find out through the poem. So please pay attention. And the poem is called Excuses, Excuses by Gareth Owen. It's also known by another name called Late Again Blenkinsop. Children, I want to tell you something. Do you know how many years back I found out about this poem? Can anyone guess? Can anyone take a guess and quickly type the number of years in the chat box?
Which poem?
This poem that I'm going to read out now, Excuses, Excuses. How many years may I have been? 9 years, okay. A good guess, wild guess, but okay. For how many years do you think I know this poem? Oh, Nagmama is a dinosaur. She's very old. She's come from Jurassic Park. Mr. Dawood is giving hints. Sir, not fair. Come on, children, try to quickly tell me. 69. Oh, I wasn't even born. I wasn't even born in 1969, but okay, interesting. All right, so actually, I know this poem from 27 years. Yes. Oh, wonderful, Amina, from 27 years. And I think you've guessed that because I have been teaching from 27 years, so fantastic. And 45 is close to my age, Muneeb, so I wouldn't know the, so 27 years. I taught this poem for almost 7 years, and believe me, all my children have enjoyed. So are you ready for the poem? Are you ready now?
Yes.
To listen to it? Come on, let me have your answers. Wonderful, thank you. So I'll begin. Pay attention, everyone. Late again, Blenkinsop. What's the excuse this time? Not my fault, sir. Whose fault is it then? Grandma, sir. Grandma's? What did she do? She died, sir. Died? She's seriously dead, all right, sir. That makes 4 grandmothers this term. And all on P days, Blenkinsop. I know. It's very upsetting, sir. How many grandmothers have you got, Blenkinsop? Grandmothers, sir? None, sir. None? All dead, sir. And what about yesterday, Blenkinsop? What about yesterday, sir? You missed maths. That was the dentist, sir. The dentist died? No, sir. My teeth, sir. You missed the test, Blenkinsop. I'd been looking forward to it too, sir. Right. Line up for PE. Can't, sir. No such word as can't. Why can't you? No kid, sir. Where is it? Home, sir. What's it doing at home? Not iron, sir. Couldn't you iron it? Can't do it, sir. Why not? My hand, sir. Who usually irons it? Grandma, sir. Why couldn't she do it? Dad, sir. What do you think about this boy who has an excuse for everything? You know, he's so ready with his excuses, and in fact, the teacher tries to cross question him about the grandmas, but he's ready. I mean, children, you know, you can read aloud the poems with different voices. For example, I could do it like this. Couldn't you iron it? Can't do it, sir. Why not? My hand, sir. Who usually does it? Grandma, sir. Why couldn't she do it? Dad, sir. So, you know, you can have these poems spoken aloud in different ways. So now, let us go on to the most important part of this. Now, I want you to start typing in your chat box. We are going to discuss this poem. What was the first impression? What did you think of the poem, children? Can you put it in the chat box if you have to use one word for this poem? If you have to use one word for this poem, what would be the word? Each one of you, one word for this poem. Give one word for this poem. Come on. Okay. Funny. Yes. Fantastic. It's a funny poem. Any other words for funny? Can you use some synonyms for funny? What are the other words for funny? Synonyms. Funny is one word. Yes. Very good. Any other word for funny? Okay, it's about lies and excuses, but what are the other? Hilarious, very good. Hilarious, hilarious, okay. Laughter, all right. What are the other words for funny? Come on. Anyone else? Have you heard of the word humor? It's humorous. I love the word hilarious. It's one of my favorite words. Hilarious, humorous. Yes, very good. Abdullah has mentioned humor, comic, all right. So it provides you laughter. It's a funny poem. And now let us move on to some more questions. What do you think about Blenkinsop, children? Please type in the chat box. What do you think about Blenkinsop? What do you think about him? What? Because he's a child, he's your age. He doesn't want to go to school and he's full of excuses, right? So what do you think about him? Quickly, let's have your answers in the chat box. Lazy, okay. Not, yes, the very fact that he doesn't want to come to school, he could be a lazy boy, he could, but there could be other reasons. He's a liar, all right, that's quite possible because he's been killing off his grandmas all this while, all right. What else? Any other word for Blenkinsop? Makes a lot of excuses, yes. Okay, you felt he was irritating. Can we also use a word, something like, say, I would just like to use a word that he's quite ingenious. He's smart, isn't he? He knows. He's ready with his excuses. Okay, Doofenshmirtz. You'll have to tell me a little bit about that. Okay, the genius. Well, I meant ingenious in the sense he's very good at, yes, smart, shrewd, cunning. Very good. Okay, what about the teacher? What do you think the teacher is like? What are you? Okay, yes, Blenkinsop is intelligent, talented about lying. Humaira, that's interesting. What about the teacher? So if the teacher says, late again, Blenkinsop, what's the excuse this time? Wouldn't the teacher sound different? So that's what I was trying to tell you, that I want you to just read the poem again on your own without me saying it aloud.
Ma'am, I guess the teacher should know that the boy is making excuses.
But do you think the teacher does not know? Because look at the second line. What's the excuse this time? Right? Wonderful answer, but you do look at the second line because it's actually telling. What does it tell us about the teacher? See, we must be very active readers, students. We must be
Intelligent.
okay, intelligent. What
That
else?
the teacher is waiting for another excuse for the boy to make.
Yes, excellent. That was an excellent answer. I mean, look at the first line itself. Late again, Blenkinsop. So it's like, it's, what does that tell us about Blenkinsop? Late again, Blenkinsop.
He always comes late.
Very good. So, you know, when you read poetry, children, you must try to pick up the nuances. Many a times the writer will directly tell you, the poet. So, but this is show, not tell. Is the poet telling you Blenkinsop is late to school or Blenkinsop has come late to school? Is the poet saying that?
This is a direct speech.
This is indirect, because indirectly when the teacher asks, very good, you said that was direct. So this is indirect, because when the teacher says, late again Blenkinsop, you all have understood that Blenkinsop is always coming late to school. See, children, you are now at a certain age where you can read better. You're not in your kindergarten. Over there, we can have Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa, or we can have things like, this says a cat, the cat is fat, the cat is on the mat, right? Because that would be telling you directly. Now you're older, you're more intelligent. So the writer, the poet will not tell you directly. You will have to understand. So if you look at this, what's the excuse this time? What does that tell us? What does that tell us about Blenkinsop or the teacher?
The teacher knows that he's going to make another use.
Excellent, excellent. In fact, students, if you want, you can even post in the chat box, but I'm very glad that you are very, very, and look at this. Look at this line over here. You know, died. I mean, this just one word, died. How do you think the teacher must have asked it? Does the teacher believe, or the teacher is incredulous? He doesn't believe. How do you think the teacher has asked?
He doesn't believe.
Very good. Why doesn't he believe? Because look at this line. That makes 4 grandmothers this term. So in one term, 4 of his grandmother. Of course, his grandmothers have not died. No one has died. It is just an excuse, right? So what I'm trying to say is, but look at how smart he is, that when the teacher says, how many do you have? He says none. Now the teacher is stumped, none. And what is his answer?
All dead.
All dead. So he is one up on the teacher. So the teacher is smart. He's smarter, but the teacher also knows him very, very well, because the teacher is giving all the reasons why. What could be one of the reasons when that Blenkinsop missed school the day before? The day before, he had not attended school. What could be the reason?
Dentist. He went to the dentist.
But that is his excuse. That is his excuse. What is the real reason?
He didn't want to study maths.
Yes, excellent. There was math class and he did not want to do math, and the teacher knows. So doesn't that show us that the teacher is well aware of Blenkinsop, his excuses, his reasons?
Every time my excuse won't work.
Yes, and also PE, right? He misses all the classes for PE because it says over here, look at this line, and all on PE days. So 4 days when they had PE, Blenkinsop's grandmother had expired or passed away, right? Okay, so now he has not even brought his kit because he doesn't want to do PE. Would that be the reason? Would that be the reason that he doesn't want to do PE? Yes, he doesn't want to do PE, and that is why he doesn't come to school. When he comes to school, he does not bring his kit. And what is the excuse for not bringing the kit, children? What does he say?
No kit, sir.
No, and why is the kit?
It is not ironed.
Excellent. It is not ironed, and then you see at the end that it all comes back in a circular motion. Okay? It comes back to the very first answer that he gives over here, that grandma has died. Okay, now children, I want you to now tell me a little more about Blenkinsop, the teacher, and the excuses he makes. I'm giving 2 minutes to everyone to start typing in the chat box, please, about all these 3 quickly. Whatever opinion you have formed, whatever you think about them. Come on, quickly. quickly type in the chat box, children.
About what?
About these three, Blenkinsop, the teacher, and the excuses made by Blenkinsop. What do you think about this? What do you think about the entire poem? Did you find it interesting? See, you all have mentioned that it was funny. Okay, yes, Blenkinsop is full of excuses, according to Farhana. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I make you the host, right?
All right. So I am okay. The teacher knew the student well. It's a funny poem. He's very amusing. AMUSING. Yes. Kindly put it on mute, children. Kindly mute yourselves so that we don't get disturbed. He was creative. Yes, I like the word. He was very creative. He was imaginative. But do you think that he was really very creative? Because it seems all his excuses are about his grandma. So he only has sort of, one patent excuse. Okay, now I will see your creativity.
Ma'am, instead of these excuses, he could like attend the classes. It would be shorter than making these excuses.
Wonderful. Very good. Very good idea. I love that. I love that. I don't, as a student, I never miss school or college. And as a teacher also, I never miss. My children are always waiting. When will Nagma ma'am take an off? Because I am never absent. So they are waiting. In fact, they'll tell me, ma'am, today if you're not feeling well, why don't you go home? That is when school was on, of course. And now online, they'll say, ma'am, why don't you relax today? But more than me, I think they're concerned that they'll get an off. Okay, very good. The teachers interrogating. I like that point, Mozam and Mudabbir. Very good point. Okay, now students, there's one thing that I would like all of you to realize. Do you think there's a difference between a reason and an excuse? Is there a difference?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Because a reason could be something that is true, factual, whereas an excuse could be fictitious. It would be a fake, point to get away from not doing something or not submitting something. So there is a difference. And always remember that if we are unable to do some work or unable to submit our work, we can always give the honest reason for it, and I am sure the teachers will appreciate, right? Rather than being like Blenkinsop. Okay, now I want you to give me some excuses for missing football training. Let's imagine that we are all football players.
I can't give because I love football.
One moment, child. I also love football. So my point is, first and foremost, put it in the chat box. How many of you like football? Put yes or no in the chat box quickly. Excuse me, who is talking? Can you please mute yourself? So then, we can all pay attention. So how many of you love football? Oh, I can see that already we've got, oh, wonderful. Sakleen only once. Otherwise, I will not know. Munib and Sakleen, hold on. Munib, we will then have to stop permitting you from typing. Okay, fine. So quite a few of you love football. Oh, that's fantastic. And now put it in your chat box. Which is your favorite football team? Which is your favorite football team, children, quickly? Okay, Liverpool FC. Fantastic. Don't have any? No worries. Juve. Okay, Juventus. Okay. Mo Salah. All right. Yes, yes. He is very, very impressive and inspirational. Real Madrid is my second favorite team. My first favorite team, I think you have already been informed is. Does anyone remember?
Ma'am, do you know that Messi is leaving Barcelona?
Yes, but do you remember my favorite team? Mr. Dawood introduced
Manchester United.
Oh, wonderful,
Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford.
My favorite player is Messi.
Wonderful,
like whichever team Messi goes.
Okay, wherever Messi goes, then you will change your team. Okay, I can understand that. So now, children, imagine. See, Munib, I know you love football and you'll never miss it. I know that. Don't worry, child. Even I love watching it and I can stay awake all night. But let us imagine. See, you have to be imaginative and creative. That is also very important for a student to be. So imagine that you missed football training for some reason, but you don't want to give that reason. You want to give a creative excuse. So let me see some creative, funny excuses for missing football training. Mr. Dawood, I would request you to keep an eye because I want everyone to answer. Okay, children?
Noted,
Come
ma'am.
on.
Done, done.
Yes. Come on, children, type in the chat box. And
Ma'am, can I speak?
Satya, you could speak, but then, you'll have to wait. I would prefer that everyone types in the chat box. Please do that quickly. Because you know what, if you give your excuse now, others may also try to use the same. So everyone type quickly. Oh, wonderful. Ahmed has an interesting excuse, possibly. Could be a reason, but it is an excuse because I have asked for creative excuses.
Okay, let's see who can give better excuses, boys or girls. Come on, girls.
Yeah, come on, come on.
Okay, Muazzam, Mudabbir, Saklain, I want to hear you all. Farhana, haven't heard a long time. Good enough. Keep writing your excuses. I think ma'am will listen. Abdullah, even though you don't love football, you need to give an excuse.
Yes, just give an excuse. Just be creative, children. That's what we are looking at. See, this helps us in understanding how quick you are. What is your critical thinking like? What is your creative thinking like? Okay. No, but Muni, we want the story. We want the story. Give us the story then. Don't say that I'll tell a story. Give the story, okay? Obviously, you will all tell stories. Goes without saying. All right? All right, children? Come on, give your excuses. If you want to give two. So once they've all completed, let me know, Mr. Dawood. So I'll move on to the next part.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Just got a couple of more. Ahmed, that's enough. Okay, Ahmed, I will. Do you want me to read them?
No,
Ahmed?
sir, I can see them. I can see them. Not an issue. Not an issue.
Okay, Humaira,
my chat is very clear. Okay, people were sleeping and someone had to clean the house and someone wanted to go for badminton, got hurt. Someone had to take care of their siblings, fell from the stairs or fell off the stairs. A leg was hurting. No one was there to drop them. Math exam, I stubbed my toe, fantastic. There's someone who had an explosive tummy. The dog ate my shoe. I think the dog one is very, very common, but yes, Farhana, no, that is an excuse. So thank you. I think children, I think you should all give yourselves a huge round of applause. Come on. Very good. I mean, that's being creative. Though, let me tell you, no excuses. Do your work. Give reasons, but not excuses. So now a little bit about conversation poetry, because this poem is a conversation poem, right? This conversation is between who? Who is conversing over here? Can you tell me? You can unmute.
Blenkinsop
and the teacher.
Excellent. Blenkinsop and the teacher are talking to each other. They are conversing, as we'll say. It's a dialogue that's going on. So a little bit about conversation poetry. What is conversation poetry? Basically, it depends upon the excellent quality of dialogue. It's witty. It's supposed to be humorous. It's supposed to be a poem that has a light, informal tone despite the subject being serious. Does this match with excuses? What do you see on screen? Take a look quickly, read it again and tell me whether excuses can then be called a conversation poem. Does it match with what is mentioned on the screen? Children, does it match?
Yes, it match.
Yes, very good. Why? Because first and foremost, it is a dialogue, as you already said, between a teacher and a student. Secondly, you can see it's a very light and informal poem, right? Rather than being a very formal poem like, why have you been absent? Could you provide the reason or something like that, right? And then Blenkinsop would say, I beg your pardon, sir, but I had to do. So it's a very informal exchange between the teacher and the student. And though the subject is serious, right? Isn't the subject serious, children?
Except for Blenkinsop. He's just thinking about excuses.
Yes. So do you think the subject is serious, children? Tell me.
Yes.
Why do you think the subject is serious? Anyone?
Because he wants to just get out of the school and just bore his
Yeah, so
teacher.
it's a very serious subject because it's all about a child missing out on school and then giving excuses and killing off his grandma. You know, I had a very interesting experience in my school. So there was this boy who did not submit his notebook. Okay, so one day when I went to class,
Ma'am, I guess the boy that blanket shop doesn't like his grandma. That's why he's making excuses against his grandma.
no, that's a very, no. That's a very interesting thought, Safia. But I'm sure he sort of feels, you know, that the only maybe there really is no grandma, and so he thinks that, you know, he can just use her name, right? But yes, you are also right in a way. It's quite possible that his feelings are coming to the fore. So now I'll tell you about what happened to me in school. So there was a student, when I announced in the class that they had to submit their books, everyone submitted. The next week, a few of the stragglers, you know, those who couldn't submit earlier, they submitted, and one boy had not submitted. So then I called him out of the class because I don't believe in, you know, shouting at students in front of the class or questioning them for such things. I don't, you know, so I called him out and I asked him, I said, where is your book? Why haven't you submitted? And he started crying. He was crying and crying with tears streaming down his face, and I was so worried. And you know what he told me? Miss, my grandma is in hospital. She has cancer, and every day after school, I have to go and take care of her. So I'm so concerned. But knowing the boy, that he always, you know, is giving some excuse or the other for his work not done, I said, let's go and speak to your mother. And that's when he cracked. He said, no, it's okay, miss. I will give the book tomorrow. So then, do you think he was telling the truth?
No.
No, I could make out. So we went and called up the mother, and the mother was so shocked. She said, let him come today. What has he done? He's making his grandmother a cancer patient. So children, these are things that happen, and I'm very sure that you all will not resort to such excuses. Yes or no? Let me have your answers in the chat box. Will
No.
you resort? No, absolutely. I love that, Munib. So quickly and so emphatically, you said no. Absolutely. Everyone is saying no. So that's wonderful, children. All right. Now, let us go on to features of poetry writing. Okay, or what are poems all about? Sorry, this is the one. Features of poems. Okay. Now, what do you see in poetry? How many? First and foremost, my question is: how many of you like reading poetry? Because that is so important. How many of you like reading poetry?
Sometimes
Okay,
when
Mr.
I'm
Dawood.
bored.
Okay. All right, but I can see that not many because there is no, but then, you know, children, poetry can be so much fun. Poetry can really take you places. So these are the features of poems. That's all right, Mr. Dawood. I'm sure they will discover in time poems that they love doing, they enjoy doing. So rhyme schemes are important in poems. You know what's a rhyme scheme, right? Two words sound similar. Like, for example, if you can give me examples of two words that sound similar.
Cat and cat.
Very good.
Fly
Let us
sky.
very good. More words quickly. You can put them in the chat box also quickly. Let us have some better words, okay? Call and ball, all right? All of you should type. Mr. Dawood, please keep an eye. Everyone should give me, you know, the words.
Absolutely.
Yes. Come on, let everyone give one example. Even if you said it aloud, put it in the chat box, please. Put it in the chat box. Cool school, oh, lovely. Satman. Funny bunny, okay. Let's have some other words. Wonderful. Okay. Next is poetry should have a rhythm. What do we mean by rhythm? Sir, please check if everyone has submitted, Mr. Dawood.
Quickly, Amina, Safia, Humaira, Muazzam Mudabar.
Okay. What about the others?
So I have done.
Abdullah and all, have you completed? Nagma and Magma. Mr. Dawood, that was what I remember in school. One of my science teachers used to tell me. Okay, lyrics and what? Safia? Okay, wonderful. Some of you are typing again and some have not typed at all. Please do
And
that.
rhythm means lyrics.
Rhythm means, okay, rhythm means beat. Have you heard of the word beat?
Ma'am, the background sound or the music, background music that is
Yes,
coming
that
up.
we are talking about songs. But when we talk about poetry, we are talking about the beat of the poem, how we recite the poem. So, for example, if it's a fast paced poem, it will go very fast. He galloped, they galloped, we galloped, all three. Isn't it going very fast? He
Yes.
galloped, they galloped, we galloped, all three, like that. Okay, but uh, supposing the poem is slow, the rhythm is slow, so it will go like this. The moon came out slowly from behind the mountains. Isn't that slow? See, the words themselves sound fast or slow. Look at the word fast.
Like opera.
Fast, it goes very fast, right? Fast, it goes very fast. But slow, doesn't that go slow? Doesn't that go slowly? So rhythm is depending on how you say it. All right, how you say the poem, whether you say it fast, whether you say it slowly, whether there's a mix of both, and that of course depends on what the poem is all about. Figures of speech, are you well aware of figures of speech, children? Would anyone like to let me know if they're aware of figures of speech? We've got 3 minutes to go. Mr. Dawood, perhaps I can take another 5 minutes for the next part if that is okay.
Please, ma'am, please go ahead. We are
Yeah.
enjoying the session.
Yeah, figures of speech. Anyone? Can you mention figures of speech, or you can say them aloud? Put them in the chat box, please. Figures of speech are very, very important for English language and literature, or any language for that matter. Idioms, figures of speech. You know, idioms are idiots, children. But don't tell anyone. Okay, very good. I got simile, metaphor, excellent. So, for example, if you say, she was like a lion in front of the oppressor. She was like a lioness in front of the oppressor. That becomes a simile because you have a direct comparison with is. But if you say the lioness in her roared in front of the oppressor, that becomes a metaphor because you're not saying she is like a lioness, you're saying that she is a lioness. Got that, children? All right. Very good. I can see personification. What is personification? When inanimate objects are given the qualities of human beings. The stone cried. How can a stone cry? But maybe the writer is trying to show that the situation was so sad that even a hard-hearted person, a person with a heart which is very hard like a stone, started crying. Alliterations. Very good. Alliterations are all your tongue twisters. Do you know your tongue twisters? Betty bought some butter, the butter was bitter, so Betty bought some bitter butter to make the bitter butter better. You know these tongue twisters? Does anyone know a tongue twister? Would you like to say it? Yes, try, come on. Who'd like to try? Yes? The sixth. Yes, come on. Anyone would like to try? Betty is an easy one.
Amina is very good with it.
Come on, Amina. Amina, let us hear you. Because we have the last part coming up now.
The silver spoon one.
Come on, Amina. Others also. Couldn't you try?
Ma'am, the line.
Or seashell with the seashell.
Yeah.
Seashell.
Yeah,
Seashells on the seashore.
Very good. She sells seashells on the seashore. Excellent. Anyone else would like to try it?
Seashell on a seashell.
She sells.
So no worries, practice it.
Seashore.
Practice. Children, practice. It's very good practice to improve your pronunciation, your voice modulation.
She sells shells on the seashore.
She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. You should go faster.
Seashore on the seashore.
Excellent. Okay. Is the title of a poem important? Children,
Yes, ma'am.
Is the title very good? Why is it important?
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Ma'am, if the title is interesting, people will want to read it.
Excellent. And also the title tells us about the poem. What is the theme? What is the theme of a poem? What do you mean by the theme? Title is of course the headline or heading which is there on top, like excuses, okay? So what is the theme? A theme is the central idea of the poem.
what is it all about?
Excellent. What is it all about? So is the poem about friendship? Is the poem about love? Is the poem about war? Is the poem about peace? Okay. And type of poem. There are so many different types of poems. Today we discussed two types of poems. Can you
Johnny,
tell
Johnny,
me?
and excuse me, excuse me.
So those are titles of poems. Let me have the types of poems. Come on. Let me see who are the smart ones in this
The
class.
lying and the excusing.
Two types of poems we have done today. Can you
The
mute
lie.
yourself? Can you mute yourself? Whoever is having some issues.
The
Okay,
boy who lied and the boy.
those are themes. Those are themes. I want the type of poems. We did two poems today. We did Johnny Johnny. What type of poem is Johnny Johnny? Can anyone tell me?
Nursery rhyme.
Excellent. It's a nursery rhyme. Who said that? Safia, excellent. And then what type of poem is Blenkinsop?
Mosam and Mudabbar says they're conversational.
Excellent. Yes, I just read it. Yes. Mozam and Mudabbir, excellent. It's a conversation poem. Very good.
Interrogation.
It is a conversation poem, Mozam and Mudabbir. You're absolutely right. Okay, so Johnny Johnny is a nursery rhyme. So we have different types of poems. We have odes and sonnets and haikus and tercet, and we have so many types of poems, you know. I'm sure in time you will learn about all of them. And now we come to the last and most interesting part of this. I hope you're drawing also, because after this I want to see your scribbles and your doodles. The Excuses Collector. It is a collaborative poem that we are all going to write. Now you will tell me, ma'am, how will we write this collaborative poem? So my point is, yes, Mr. Dawood, thank you for mentioning sonnet, haiku, ballads, and so many different types of poems, odes, and so on. Now, children, I want each of you, now take 1 minute, okay? Don't just type without thinking. You're very intelligent children. You're very creative. You're very imaginative. You apply critical thinking and logical reasoning. So very good to see that. I'm very happy, Mr. Dawood and ma'am. Your teacher has been doing a fantastic job with you, ma'am. So now what I'm trying to say here is, each one of you, including Mr. Dawood and ma'am, both of you also, will type out one line of an excuse. What would be your favorite excuse for anything? Now listen children. Don't type now, because I want everyone to think. You can write it down somewhere. When I say type, then you type. And what I will do is, I will type the, poem for you. Got that? We will make the poem for you. We are going to do a live poem. Got it, children? Have you understood?
I didn't understand what type of excuse.
Any excuse.
Yes, ma'am.
Any
For
excuse,
everything.
for anything, whichever excuse you would like to make. So I am going to start the poem. I'm going to start the poem. Then once you make the excuse, I will start. Okay? So I'm starting the poem, The Excuses. Don't type. Think of your line first. The Excuses Collector came to town. Sorry. You think of your answers. Don't write. Okay? And started collecting all our gifts. All right. So now start typing in the chat box, because I'll start using them to type a live poem for you. You are all going to become collaborative poets. I would call this collaborative online poetry. Mr. Dawood, I think we've begun a new type of poem.
Absolutely.
A new type which we can you can take credit for it, sir.
Right,
So
I can publish it in the World Poem
So this is a collaborative online poem called The Excuses Collector. So I am looking at your excuses. Okay, try to be a little very creative, children. Be creative. Excuses.
Start typing a little more smarter one. Okay, if since
Yeah,
ma'am
because
is,
we'll choose the best ones.
okay,
We will choose
ma'am
the
is reading,
best
so I'm
ones.
not reading them out, but
Yeah, but sir, what I'll do is I will choose one from each. So in case I forget someone, please let me know.
okay.
Okay.
I love what Amina wrote. I was busy in a section with Nagma ma'am, or session with Nagma ma'am. Farhana says there was too much of traffic. Okay, yes. Safia went to picnic. My excuse is I was abducted by aliens last night.
Okay.
Shibana ma'am inhale
Ah.
chloroform.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So okay, we'll begin with that. After inhaling.
She,
CHOL.
what she
Oh.
meant basically is she just inhaled what she cooked.
Oh.
Okay, Abdullah, I think you're adding on to the poem. Good enough. Ahmed, I read it, Ahmed. Good. The naughty boy shall frown as the collector call all the lads and lasses. Muazzam
Okay.
Mudabbir. Can you rewrite it? Doctor's appointment with something more? Like what kind of doctor? How? Abdullah Saqib says I was learning how to do excuses. Learning to make food with mom, Munib says. Come on, come on. Humaira, I'm not seeing your Saklan. Okay, Saklan says I was helping my teacher with the poem. Humaira, I want you to add on. Come on, now it's time. I think I'll ask you all to put your cameras on. All the guys, Mandelas. So I want to see you all type and write as well. Good enough. Humaira, Ahmed, please. Come on, Safia. I need to see yours. Come on, be more creative. Okay, it was ma'am's anyway seeing then. So
I'm trying to put it together, but of course, this is just to put them together. We'll rework on the poem, sir. For
Okay.
homework, we'll give them the poem to rework, okay?
right, this is good. Okay, I'm ignoring you, Shumana ma'am. There was a world war going on, Safia says. Abdullah Saqib, go creative, a little more creative. Come on, Abdullah. You're giving me cutie answers. I want Mandela answers now.
Oh yeah, come on,
I'm
Mandelas,
gonna hurt the ego
Mandelas.
now. Cuties
Mandelas,
are
come
my
on.
youngest group, Nagma ma'am. So I'm gonna hurt the ego and then take it further. Ahmed, come on, Ahmed. I want all those, whatever you wrote before, all those amazing answers you gave. Amina, Farhana. Yes, Farhana. Oh, Farhana, I love that. Farhana says there was an anaconda at my doorstep.
Oh, that was wonderful, wonderful.
She meant her dad is at home. Munib says busy talking. Munib, come on, give me a football excuse. Come on, Munib. Make Mo Salah proud. Hi, Abdullah. All right. The lion escaped the cage and was on the rooftop. Ahmed still waiting for you. Amina says doodling. Amina, add something to it. Mudabbir, I want to hear Mudabbir. Type in Mudabbir. Something good. Safia, come on, Safia. Something to do with your countries. Something interesting. I'm enjoying this conversation that Nagma has started.
Yeah, because this is making them think, sir,
Sorry, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes.
I was telling them, keep an eye on the beautiful way she's constructing your poems.
I'm trying, children, okay?
Shabana, ma'am, take over. You want to push your kids. I think that's better. I'll mute myself.
Yes, come on, guys. I love the way you have those creative, juices inside you. Make them overflow right now. Go on. Fantastic.
That's Ahmed I know now. Where Rushda comes in the problem. Yes.
Okay. So now what I will do is...
Humaira Qazi, I need one from Humaira very quickly. Humaira, please come on the screen and I want to see you.
We'll go on to the next part of the poem.
Okay.
Okay. One moment. So just a little bit of time I require. We'll quickly complete it. And children, I'm sure you will enjoy what you have done. Sorry, I should have made one more sheet for the poem because, It's okay. We'll do this later, but I'll type the poem at least, and then we'll. Oh no, I'll do something even better. That's easier. I don't know why I took the long way out. So what I'll do is I'm going to just duplicate this slide, and I'm going to delete this and continue. Okay. So Artemis came and saved me. Okay. Lion escaped. Oh. So, but anyone else, sir? Is it done?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So I think, yes, we can end with Farhana's
Okay.
Anaconda, which was wonderful, and Abdullah.
Yeah, we'll go to the anaconda. So I just want you to check if something I have missed, because I want everyone to be part of this. Okay.
Right. I think I'll ask them. Ahmed's teapot is what I think I want to add to it.
Teapot. Okay. Okay. I'll look at the teapot.
I'm writing it again.
Please write it again. Okay.
Yeah. Why not? I'll ask them. Ahmed, yeah, Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed, no, don't become billionaire. Tell me the teapot one. Put that again. Okay, I put for Ahmed now. That's teapot. And then, right. Thank you, Ahmed. Farhana, the anaconda, put it again. And we've done. Mozam Mudabbir,
Okay.
did I put yours in?
Oh, the teapot. Yes.
I think we're done, ma'am.
My favorite
Yeah.
player.
I think we can stop with this. The teapot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that was left? Some child who anaconda. Yes.
I'm pouncing on the chat so that now ma'am can speak.
Yeah.
to you also.
Anything that was missing. Yeah. Yeah.
Most have given a couple of answers, so or maybe two.
No problem. No problem. We'll take them. Okay. I think we are done. So just check again. Okay.
Yes, I mean, yeah, Safiya.
Okay. Now stop typing.
I was loading and playing with Mo Salah, my favorite. Then we should
No,
play.
Safiya, we got the other one from Munib, so it's okay. All right. We'll
We
take
can't
one.
even type.
Yeah, exactly. I pounced it now.
Okay. Okay. Just see if this makes sense. Exploded. Okay, all right. So I think this is done. Shall we read the poem, sir? I think it's come out in an okay. So children, pay attention. Okay, collaborative online poem by the Mandelas. Okay, so we'll mention that. That's so important. All right. The excuses collector came to town and started collecting all our excuses. Oh, we all had so many to give. Here are they for all to know. After inhaling chloroform, my great cooking aromas, I was not feeling so well. I thought I was abducted by aliens last night who said they had been stuck in traffic for hours, and then it started raining in my house and it seemed World War I had begun. One of the aliens captured me and took me to Mars, but Artemis came and saved me. But more was to come. A gorilla snatched my school bag. Thank God. Yes? No school, correct? And a lion escaped from its cage in the local zoo and was lazing on my rooftop. An anaconda lay at my doorstep, quiet and phased. I'll just make this Anne. Too many Anns. I was doodling and playing with Mo Salah, my favorite. My sister turned into a clown. So I'll put it there. Yes? GR. Great. All right. Then all of a sudden, the teapot exploded. I came back out of my reverie to reality. Oh, that is wonderful. Children, if you read the poem, I think Mr. Dawood and ma'am, Miss Sabina, right? I'm so sorry.
Shabana, ma'am.
Miss Shabana, I'm so sorry, Mr. Shabana. So children, do you think, I think the poem is looking good. What do you say?
It's really good.
Yes, so now I'll give you a little homework which you can then submit to Miss Shabana. She's going to give this poem to you and you can refine it a bit, okay? You can add to it, you can add your lines if you want, and you can refine it. So children, thank you very much for being here, for attending this class with me. I hope you all enjoyed. Everyone, do you have any questions? Do you have anything to say? Anyone? Mr. Dawood, Ms. Shabana, children? So we are ending the class now.
I'll let Shabana, ma'am, take lead.
Okay.
Ma'am, when are you coming back again? It was such a brilliant session. I'm still in the days, you know. I mean, I wish I had English teachers like you during when I was in my school. I remember that slap I received from my English teacher.
Oh.
I mean, what a wow. I mean, amazing. You are super. Brilliant session. Thank you so much, ma'am. And we would love to have you again. If not, please, whenever you're having sessions, make me come in. I'll definitely not talk. I may not even see it, but I would just attend your session. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your generosity. Yes,
Will you come for Teachers' Day tomorrow?
Oh, how sweet. I don't know. Something my own students have planned maybe, so I'll be there, I think. But I wish you all a happy Teachers' Day because you are also our teachers. Do you know that? We learn from everyone. So sometimes, you know, when I'm a little upset, my students will say, ma'am, what do you learn from us? So I tell them, I learn from you what not to do. But I enjoy being with children and I learn from my children. And they are my, you know, they are like one of the best teachers, I could say. They are some of the best teachers I met. So thank you, Mr. Dawood, for inviting me, Ms. Shabana, for being there. And thank you to all the wonderful children. Yeah, so no, not an issue. I just want to thank everyone. I want to take everyone's name. So Munib, Safia, Sakleen, Amina, Abdullah, Ahmad, Farhana, Humaira, Mozam, and Mudabbir. Thank you very much, children. Okay.
Thank you so much, Nagma, ma'am. I think you are a blessing in the work that you're doing. So I can't thank you enough. You really created a spark, and you know.
They are so creative, Mr. Dawood. Initially, I was a little worried. I think they were just taking time to warm up. But with the excuses poem, I think they've really come into their own. I will be sending it to you, Mr. Dawood, so that Ms. Shabana can share it with the children. And children, you can better it. We just did it quickly. So let me tell you, even William Wordsworth, who wrote a short poem called Daffodils. I'm sure you may be aware of it. It goes, I wandered lonely as a cloud. It took him a good 9 to 10 days to finalize it. So nothing can be like, you know, complete in a moment or in a day or the first time you do it. There's always room for improvement. So Ms. Shabana will share the poem with you, add to it, make it better. Thank you. Okay, sir. Should I take my leave now?
I have a question.
Another session.
Oh yes, you are.
Could you on your video?
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
Safia, we will take you to meet Nagma, ma'am. You know, so Nagma ma'am is so amazingly photogenic that you have to meet her in person only.
I want to come as well, Dawood.
Yes, Shabana ma'am, you take the lead and close the session. Please go ahead.
Wait, I have a question. Ma'am, how many poems have you written?
Oh, I've written hundreds of poems. This was not my poem, but I've written hundreds of poems. They're all, Mr. Dawood has read some of them on Facebook. I share them for all my friends to read. Okay, children, teachers, I would take my leave because I have another session to attend now. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye, children. All the best. Start reading poetry. Start reading poetry, start loving poetry, start writing poetry. Okay, bye. Today we all wrote a poem together. Don't forget. You became poets.
Right. Okay, Mandela, stay for 2 minutes as ma'am leaves. Once again, Shabana ma'am, thank you so much. You're proud. You know, really.
The Mandalas are amazing, super amazing, and believe me, the session was awesome. You know, I've got inspired now, and you know, that's it. From now on, in Lit Circle, we're going to have just poetry down by.
Yes, I saw no from all of them, so now we make them poets, right? But anyway, all the best.
Poems, right? So they are poets already.
They are doing good. I think, you know, the one thing, Shabana ma'am, I must appreciate them is I'm very proud to bring guests to Mandela's. I know rights aren't predictable. You know, there are too many. They ask questions like, but Mandela's are very mature the way they answer. They're very honest, and I like that. They're very clear. They didn't like the poem. They didn't like the poem. Now, it's your work to make sure they love the poems. But I'm happy with them. Each one of you, you're respecting the guest. I'm happy the way you all are talking about it. So there we are. Thank you, everybody. Great work. And see you tomorrow, all prepared. So, Abdullah, you wanted to stay back, Shabana ma'am? We just want to quickly discuss what we're going to do.
No. I'll leave it fine, okay? And I'll be listening from every one of you all on my personal WhatsApp what questions you all are going to ask.
That's a polite way of saying, ma'am, go away. We talk to them.
Look at the smile that Gossam's face, you know, that evil smile. That is the only time he's really smiling. You know, that cunning way, because he's going to get me tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. Okay, guys, you stay back. Safia can stop the recording now. And okay, so tomorrow, one